Toppers are considered pricey by most people's standards, which is why I make it a point to offer options to people in various budgets. Some of you have been requesting some more affordable options, and I hear you loud and clear. Today I'm reviewing the Courtney Topper by Uniwigs. It's a budget-friendly, light-density piece with a larger cap. It's a great option for anybody looking for a more affordable piece that isn't a ton of hair. I'm Lacie from No Filter Beauty, and I'm an alternative hair consultant. I help women struggling with hair loss find a topper or a wig online that will fit their needs. This channel is to help inform you about hair pieces through honest reviews, helpful tips, and educational content. If this sounds helpful to you, I hope you'll consider subscribing. Let me show you all the beautiful things about this topper. We're gonna start with the cap construction. This cap is mostly wefting with a small parting area that is a monotop. This is where the bulk of your savings is going to come in when it comes to this topper. The bulk of this topper is wefting, which means a machine sewed this on in strips and the hair naturally lays flat. It has a very small parting area. It's only about 1 inch wide. This one is a monotop parting. So you can see it's very transparent, breathable, and light. This area is the hand-tied area, and that's what saves you so much money, is because it's so small. The most of it is machine made. This is the only hand-tied area. The great news is Uniwigs offers 3 different Courtney toppers. There's a right part like mine, a center part, and then a left part. So you get to choose which one you want. This cap is a great size. It's 7 by 8 inches, so 7 inches across, 8 inches from front to back. It's wonderful for anybody with moderate hair loss, kind of similar to me, where you don't want to be clipping in too close to your thinning areas. You really want something that's going to clip in further down closer to your ears. It's going to be more comfortable, less breakage on your bio hair, and give you all the coverage that you need. This cap has 5 clips. So it has 2 that are kind of next to the part area, 2 more along kind of the sides, 1 in the back. Before ordering this piece, you're gonna wanna make sure that the clips are gonna be clipping into a comfortable area on your head, meaning you have enough hair to clip into. So what you wanna do is take a flexible measuring tape and measure 7 inches across, center that on your head. That'll tell you where the side clips are. And front to back, from your front hairline going back, go 8 inches, and that'll tell you where the back clip is. Okay, let's talk about the hair. This is a budget piece, so it's going to be a little bit more processed, probably dry out a little quicker than something at a higher price point. It also might tangle a little more easily than something at higher quality. However, this hair is still in great shape. Even after washing it and restyling it, I feel like it still looks really healthy. It's beautiful. It air dries with barely a wave, and it's still really soft. The color on this piece is incredible. Uniwigs has really stepped up their game in the color department. I can't get over how natural these money pieces look. Money pieces are really hard to do and not make them look like really chunky or just like really fake or exaggerated. I feel like these money pieces in the front, these highlights, are just beautiful and exactly what I love to have in a piece. Remember, you don't want to be bleaching hair pieces normally, so it's really nice when you can find one that already has some gorgeous highlights. Otherwise, you kind of have to start backwards and start with a lighter color and add low lights. It's really nice when you can find one that already has a gorgeous color job. This is the color Mousse Brown, and it's kind of a medium brown with some scattered highlights and then these really amazing money pieces in the front. What it boils down to is this is a very professional color job, and that saves you a lot of money not having to take it to get it recolored. The length on this piece says 16 inches on the tag. If you actually measure with a measuring tape from the middle part, I just go from the center of my head to the ends, it actually measures 20 inches. So I don't know, they must be measuring it different than I do because this is much longer than any of my other 16-inch pieces. But I really, really love the long length. It's really beautiful and, again, affordable for something at this length. As always, my stylist cut this piece for me and I restyled it. She didn't do much to it though. We just added some curtain bangs in the front, some light layering throughout, face framing layers. It's actually a really nice density. So let me show you in a ponytail what this would look like, which, by the way, you can absolutely wear it up in a ponytail if you want. I wouldn't wear it too high or it's gonna get uncomfortable, because it's gonna put more weight on the clips. But as far as looking natural, definitely it looks amazing. Even with all that wefting, a loose ponytail is still totally doable. Compared to the Aura topper from Uniwigs, I would say this one has a little bit more hair. So it is advertised 130% density. The Aura is 110%. Now, those are helpful because these two pieces come from the same company. If you're trying to compare across companies, density measurements make no sense. I think it's a really great density, and it's actually less hair than a lot of my other toppers with the same size cap. Okay, I've gone over all the specs. Let's talk about the pros and the cons. Number one pro of this topper is how affordable it is. For this kind of color and style and cap size and density of hair, all those things, most toppers are gonna be closer to the $1,000 range. This one currently sits around $500 or $600. Another pro I've already mentioned is how gorgeous this color is right out of the box. We did not touch the color on this piece, and I love it absolutely as is. The larger cap on this piece is really nice. It is a little bit heavy because of the wefts, but the larger cap makes it more comfortable. And like a lot of toppers that are a little bit heavier, I prefer the larger cap. So I like that this is a great option for somebody with more severe hair loss. Another thing I love that I didn't expect is how much volume I can get, even with all that wefting. That was one of my biggest complaints about another topper I had that was a lot of wefting, is the hair just sits really flat. This mono top area, you can get really wonderful volume and it will actually stay and doesn't go flat. And even though this is wefting along the sides, getting some layers in it really helps give it some volume on the sides as well, and it doesn't look super flat and stringy. I'm also pretty impressed at how cool this topper is. Even for this large of a cap and for this amount of wefting, I expected it to be a lot hotter. It's actually not too bad. It's probably one of the cooler options that I have in my collection. Let's switch gears and talk about some of the cons. But stay tuned because I'm going to show you how I modified this piece to overcome some of these. One thing you'll notice, because this is a mono top and I have dark hair, when I set this on top of my bio hair, you don't really see the part much at all. It's very faint, so it doesn't really look like a scalp per se. Some people are totally fine with that. I've been fine with that. I've been wearing it like this all summer and I don't care. The biggest drawback for me, honestly, is the clip in the front. This might not be a con for everybody, but for me, I just make it a rule to not clip anything into the very front of my hairline. I've had damage there in the past, and so I'm just really careful about not clipping anything into this. Somebody with more hair than me might have enough to clip into and be fine without having damage. But that's kind of a drawback about this one, is this front clip right here. It's not on the high end of heavy as some of my other toppers that I still wear comfortably because they have a larger cap, but it is heavier than something that's like, for example, fully hand tied. I have a couple of pieces that are fully hand tied and like you just can't beat how light those are, but they're also much, much pricier than something with wefting like this piece. A drawback to a larger cap sometimes is that it can usually be hotter. The good news about this one is it's really not unbearably hot compared to other toppers this size. It does have a lot of wefting, and the wefting can add to the heat factor, but not as much as, for example, a silk top. Those are all of the cons, and just like I promised, I'm gonna modify this a little bit and show you how I can overcome some of those and make this work a little bit better for me. Okay, I'm back. I fixed it. So I put a little bit of scar tape here in the part area. What that's gonna do is just give it a flesh color, even if it's on top of my dark hair. It doesn't matter, it'll still look like a scalp. Now, the knots are still gonna be slightly visible, but truly nobody notices these things, and I think the scar tape helps as much as you need it to. I also sewed a comb in and took out that clip. So this is gonna still be secure, but it's gonna be more comfortable and I don't have to worry about it damaging my hair at all. Now let me show you how I put it on. I keep all the clips closed. I'm gonna put this one, I sewed it right in the center so that I always know where the center of the topper is. I'm going to wiggle it on. The topper part is lined up with my bio hair part. That's gonna make it sit the flattest and help with the transition. I'm just gonna clip in the back. I actually don't use the very back clip, I just use these two back side clips, and then I just have this one side over here because remember I took this one out and put in the comb. Now I'm just gonna fluff it, bring in my own bio hair from underneath. All of this is all mine. Blends in beautifully with the topper. you legit cannot tell. I think it looks really good, and I love the style on this one. I think it's so fun and summery. I hope this has been helpful, and if you do decide to get this piece, make sure that you use my link and discount code in the description box. You'll save yourself some money and it helps support my channel. Be sure to check out this video as well, where I review the Aura topper, which is very similar to this one, but there are a few differences and you can compare the two to see which one works best for you. If you're looking for something that's even lighter density and has a little bit more realistic part, the Aura might be your ticket. Thanks for watching. Make sure that if this was helpful, that you like this video, you share it with anyone you think could use the information, and make sure you subscribe for ongoing alternative hair help. Bye.